Heck, hi. Yes, I do be return. Hello, friends. For anyone tuning in later, like, oh my god, Durgy has returned from the dead again. Yeah, hi. And as promised, Vic, Persona in the evening, and if you're wondering why I haven't been going live during the day for a while, realized I needed to scale back the streaming for a couple reasons, and also at night, you all, like, my existing audience, which is I'll be honest, like, essentially, I mean, it's more than that, but essentially, it's you, Vic, and you, NPC, who I expect to both watch this VOD at some point, maybe at least. So, like, like, and y'all are both around you more often at night, so, and then there's the other thing, if I stream a bunch during the day, and then I try to stream at night, I swear to God, Twitch throttles me, because I've taken too much bandwidth that day or something, because it's so common that when I do that during stream during the day and then I try to stream at night again, I swear to fucking Christ that um that my frames dropped is really high. It's just like a thing. So like my quality is ass. It's all stuttery and shit. Not watchable. Thankfully, it seems to be doing good. And I think it's because I haven't streamed at all today, or at least much recently. Because I remember the first few days I started streaming my ass off last month. That wasn't a problem, but it started happening and kept happening consistently till since then. So I think that after a certain point, when you've taken enough bandwidth in like a short time, Twitch will just throttle you. I don't know how true that is, but man, that makes sense considering it's fine right now. Like, I'm looking at it right now. All the bars are there. Green as heck. So, I don't know. Also, if you're wondering why I dropped off the face of the earth, there's several reasons. I overdid it again, and my brain said no for a few weeks. Also, it was the holidays, so I felt more compelled to let myself rest than usual. And I've adopted a different strategy to hopefully actually get some more consistency going with less of those breaks for like weeks or so. At the very least, I don't think it's been months for a little while now, and I don't intend to do that again unless I intend to for some reason. And certainly not as often as I've been doing that. So, or even weeks. So what I'm hoping is the schedule I'm going to start trying now will work, or at least something close to it. At least most weeks. I'm not going to expect every week. But most weeks I'm hoping this will generally work just based on data I've gathered about myself and how my brain works by streaming a bunch. And just like, okay, what could I try that might make it easier for me to stream for at least, more days in a row without more days or at least weeks in a row. At least weeks in a row. Yeah, days is not what I should be focusing on. Because it does actually take more out of me than I realize until, like, I get that critical mass point weeks in of streaming my ass off like that. Or at least, like, a month in, usually. So what I'm hoping to do to avoid that is just starting at, like, 8 p.m.-ish, going to 11-ish, maybe starting a little earlier, maybe going a little bit later or earlier, depending on just my brain that day. So we'll try this and hope it works. Either way, friends, I'm glad to be back. I'm personaing because I promised Vic I'd be doing that at this time. I intend to do all sorts of games. I might make Persona more of a Wednesday thing than anything. Or not Wednesday, no, more of a Saturday thing than anything, because I know he's more around on Saturday. However, I'm doing this because I like Persona, and again, I've been saying I'm gonna do this nights. Like, as a general rule. At least until I get Vic in here to talk to him about the specifics I think will actually work for me. Always. I'll do this. Either way. So. Now that I think about it, maybe I should have just, like, waited until Saturday and played more of what I want. I said I'd do this, and then I dropped off the face of the earth. So, I'm doing what I can. Like, in regards to that. and I will just continue working on not making promises I can't keep. It's so fun for me for a lot of reasons. Mostly because I really always think I should be able to, most of the time, think I should be able to do more than I, quite frankly, am usually able to do. Lots of people seem to think I'm more capable of things, and then they like see how I struggle, and then they literally change their mind. It's cultural bullshit, and it really specifically doesn't. But I would say it doesn't help anyone. That a lot of anxiety and depression are contributed to that. All sorts of shit we've got going on. But anyway, I need to go up to the 4th floor. Now that I'm actually reading and not yapping, I realize what I need to do, and it was going the opposite way of what I was going. It's almost like she was like, "Oh, okay, wow, you're finally up." Like, what the fuck happened? It literally sounded like I took too long, which I probably did, but I think she probably says the same thing no matter how long I took. And I forget what this is, like what exact point in the story this is, but I know it's early. Oh, I think it might be the first night we end up fighting together. Or is it the first night we end up going into Tartarus? Well, I'm about to see. Well, after being pulled into the thing. No, I think I remember going through the first night. So like dealing with that first boss. So the first of the 12, so come on, they're waiting for you inside. Gonna relax and chill.
Looks like you've recovered.
And enjoy.
See that. There are some things I need to discuss with you. That's why I asked you to see me so soon after your discharge from the hospital. Please, have a seat. Oh, before that, I believe I mentioned his name before, but this is Sanada-kun. Hey there. Okay, let me start off by asking you this. Would you believe me if I said that a day consists of more than 24 hours?
Excuse me? Both of these are reactions that would make sense, but I just love the sass of, excuse me?
That's a reasonable reaction.
God, she's aura farming 24/7. I love her. Her little hints. And just the fact that she's always crossing her arms or something.
The inexplicable appearance of coffins. With so many things amiss, didn't it feel like you'd stepped into a different time?
And the fact that she acts like she's 40.
A time period hidden between one day and the next.
Between is probably the thing I would say, at least. So I'll just...
It occurs each night as the clock strikes 12.
Oh yeah, I can do on.
Tonight,
Oh, it is on that. Yeah.
Normal people don't realize it, since they're all sleeping inside their coffins. But that's not what makes the Dark Hour so interesting. You saw them. Those creatures. We call them shadows. They only appear during the Dark Hour, and attack anyone who roams free outside the coffins. It's our job to defeat them. Pretty exciting, huh?
Akihiko, why are you always like this? You just got hurt the other day.
Now, he does his work well in any case. I'll get to the point. We are the Specialized Extracurricular Execution Squad. SEAS for short. On paper, we're classified as a school club. But in reality, this group is dedicated to defeating the Shadows. Mitsuru Kirijokun is the leader, and I'm the club advisor.
A shadow feeds on the mind of its prey. The victim becomes a living corpse.
Apathy syndrome. I'm sure you've heard of it. We sometimes refer to those who suffer from this as the lost.
They're responsible for most of the incidents on the news, if not all of them.
How do you fight them?
Although rare, there are those who can function during the Dark Hour. Some may even awaken to a power that enables them to fight shadows. That's known as Persona. The power you called upon
And that's why they're interested in me.
only be defeated by Persona users. That means you are the only ones who stand a chance against them.
Oh, yeah, I want to be using this mute and not the button on, or the mute on the OBS rather than the button on the headphones. Because if I use the button on the headphones, it makes a big noise that is weird probably to hear. So I'll work on this way. But I'm eating and drinking, and I'm trying to not have that noise on the stream, just in case you'd rather not hear it. If you're wondering what that's about. I don't get it. Because, you know, it's not something normally that would be something you'd have to comprehend. Because shit like this doesn't happen in real life, thank God. Because if scientists could create the kind of thing that scientists ended up somehow creating in this... Oh boy. At least I hope they haven't done that. It just hasn't been covered up forever by the government. Sure, there's all sorts of theories like that you could dig up if you wanted. I'd rather not think about it, because that's a bit spooky. Okay.
What he's trying to say is, we want you to join us. We've prepared an evoker for you. We'd like you to lend us your strength.
Okay, actually, it might be better to use the button for now. Unless I actually, like, go in and, like, there probably is a way to map the mute to a key, and or there might already be a key that's default, but I'd have to go into the settings and look for that, and I won't stop the stream for that right now. So, for the moment, you'll be hearing this every time I try.
I was afraid you'd say no. Glad to hear you're on board.
Thank you so much. Truly. Oh, I almost forgot. About your room assignment. Why don't you just stay in the room you have now? I don't know what the holdup is, but I guess it worked out in the end.
Hold up. But wasn't that... Oh, never mind.
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast established a new bond. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choosest to create a persona of the Fool Archon.
Seize the day. Ha! That's the name of the achievement I just got. I have beaten this game before, and yes, reload specifically, and also E more than once.
That's all for today.
But I,
Follow up with you regarding our club activities.
when I last played this game, I played it on the Xbox Live thing. What is it called again? The Xbox Live service where you get games for the quote-unquote for a monthly. I did that because it was cheaper than buying $60 games for a while. But I'd rather have physical copies of games that I really love at least. So what I tend to do is just be more careful about what I buy, save up, and buy things that I know I would love, and I knew I would love Reload the moment that I mean, I even heard about it. So once I ran out of that subscription and I didn't have a whole lot of games anymore that I really wanted to play on there, then I decided that I'm just gonna buy this eventually, and I did, and I'm enjoying it. Anyway. Woo! And I definitely wanted to do it on stream. There was another reason I wanted to definitely make sure I got Reload. certain terms that have been displayed before in messages, along with their descriptions, can be viewed by opening the menu with a triangle. Evening, NPC, Happy New Year. If you're wondering what happens, well, really just the normal shit of my brain deciding too much strim. So I'm trying a new schedule. Also, I let myself chill because it was the holidays. I hope you had a good holiday season. Thank you for popping by. And if you're wondering why I'm playing Persona 3, it was basically because I'd promised Vic that I'd be going through Persona 3 in the evening. So that's what I'm doing for now, but I'll probably mix it up, like, maybe every other day, something else, and every other day Persona. I'm still figuring it out. I definitely want to finish up Demon School soon and then move on to other things that both you and Vic have been requesting. But in fact, I think you might have noticed that I bought, Date Everything for you, basically, and also me, because I've been interested. So certainly soon. Maybe after Demon School. I think I like that idea. Alright. Well, yeah, evening. Hope you're doing well.
Precious day off. Tomorrow is Sunday, so take some time to relax. Well then, shall weekend this
God damn it, Ikutsuki. Fuck you.
because it's
Yes, I know. Oh my god. Please shut up. I'm gonna shoot you with the gun you just gave me, I swear to god. Anyway. I love and hate that man. I mostly hate him. You know what's interesting? Ikutsuki's an interesting character. Because, well, I'll talk about it more when it's relevant, but that's so much later in the game. But yeah, no problem. Just was gifted Date Everything on Steam for the holidays. It's perfect for streams. Awesome. But yeah, I remember. Well, I don't know if you I don't know if you remember this, but you did tell me that you'd like to see me play it, and then I saw you playing it, which is funny because I was wondering about that. And then I also, well, I got gifted Steam gift cards by several people because they know that all I do is video games, and so I just part of what I spent that on is Date Everything. It's like, hey. And you are a mysterious boy, as the game calls you. But, like, what else are you? What are you other than that? Because you're very mysterious, that's for sure. Are you appearing in front of my face? Are you a ghost? Well, actually, what's funny is kinda, sorta, but we don't really find out for a long time, as you would normally expect with this sort of plot thing. Anyway. And you are...
We've met before. Soon. I remember. I should tell you.
But yeah, can't wait to play Date Everything and, simp over every... Like, basically, I bet you, since you played that game, you were probably like, oh yeah, Dirk would like her, and her, and her. I imagine, and you're probably right. Anyway, the end?
It's the end of everything. But to be honest,
Well, that's definitely ominous.
more importantly, it looks like you've awakened to your power. And what an unusual power it is. A power that takes many forms, yet is bound by none. It might even prove to be your salvation, depending on where you end up.
Well, that's cryptic.
When we first met, I expect you to honor your commitment.
I don't. It actually was not when they first met, but he wouldn't know that.
Forget about me. Okay.
But you'll like Betty and Mac. I've stayed blind enough on that game that I don't know who you're talking about, but I'm sure that I will. Bow back to Persona. Looks like I slept till like
Come downstairs.
sleepy man.
Calling for us.
Down, down, ba doo 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 doo.
So what's this about?
Thanks for coming. There's someone I want to introduce. Hey, hurry up.
Why are you here? Don't tell me.
This is Junpei Iori from Class 2F. He'll be staying here from now on.
He's staying here? Are you sure there wasn't some mistake?
I bumped into him the other night. He has the potential, but he just awakened to it recently. I told him about us, and he agreed to help out.
Really? You have the potential?
He found me crying like a baby at the convenience store, surrounded by a bunch of coats. I don't remember much, but man, that's embarrassing.
I love Junpei, honestly.
You know, completely normal in the beginning. Like being confused, not remembering anything. You guys know that?
These voice actors are all like recasts, and I love the original cast because I've beaten P3P. But I really think they did a great job generally of the recasts. But there's a few lines and characters that I'm like, But like Junpei's, like all of the main cast, like all of the members of C's, they did well, very well, I would say. Like Junpei's is a perfect fit, but I do honestly prefer the original Junpei. Like, there's certain line deliveries and stuff in the original for the original Junpei, and also I would say the original like Akihiko probably that I like better. But like generally, their voice, the new voice actors did a great job, and like Mitsuru's is perfect, and that's all I was really hoping for is for Mitsuru's to perfectly fit her, and she really does. I would say that Mitsuru's is completely better than the original somehow, but I loved the original anyway. But anyway, and then also Yukari's is perfect, and I would say just like right on the same level, and like no complaints from me. Aegis is also I think Aegis is a little bit more weird in some places, but I don't remember. It'll be a while before I hear her again anyway, so I'll talk about that when I get to her. But didn't happen to me. I'm just better than you, I'm sorry.
Persona user and all.
And that will be a running joke in the game, pretty much.
Still can't believe it. I had no idea you guys had this stuff going on too. Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I really want to be doing this on my own. You gotta be stoked too, right? Having me join?
What? I guess.
Well, enough with the introductions. Now that our forces have increased, I think we're about ready.
I'm bi and Akihiko does things to me. Just so you know.
Getting pumped.
But Yukari also does things to me, but Mitsuru really does things to me.
Start checking out that
And Elizabeth. There's a reason I named this stream Best Girls in Persona Don't Abbey, because I really think, as much as I love 4 and 5, especially 5,
or so we think.
like, 5 has Sai in it, and I say this game has better girls. I mean, that probably says something. But I mostly mean dateable girls. Unfortunately, Sai is not dateable. So, yeah, like, out of all the dateable girls in 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, I would say 3s are my favorite. I love Mitsuru, Yukari, and Aegis a lot. I'm so glad I was invited to join. Plus, the dorm's pretty cozy. But the best part is that we're the only ones who can fight the enemies. Oh yes, of course, the classic Makoto Yuki answer to everything. The amount of times that I don't care shows up as a dialogue option it always cracks me up. But I tend to not be that sort of person, so I generally will choose the option that isn't I don't care, but it is funny. You seem pretty gung-ho. Well, duh. Who wouldn't be stoked about fighting for justice? Though, to be perfectly honest, I ain't got a single clue what we're supposed to be doing. But I'm sure we'll find out. They did say that they'll explain everything. But yeah, I think I like the idea of, like, Thursday Persona, Friday something else. So right now it'll be Demon School. And then date everything. And then Persona 3 is huge, so it'll take a long time to get through it. So, for now, I like the idea of Thursday Persona, Saturday Persona,
The details for later.
Friday and Sunday other game, and then those might be the 4 days I stream. I'm still figuring it out. And then the other days because I need to not try to stream every day or I get my brain all in knots, man. Anyway.
It's not that I don't like her, it's just...
But yeah, I like that idea. I'll try that for now. Boop-a-doop, 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 boop-a-doop. Well, yeah, good to see you, NPC. Glad you're here.
Finally over. Probably waiting for us at the dorm, right? Let's hurry back. Finally made it. Can't believe the accident delayed our train so much. It's already dark out. Been happening a lot lately, though. People jumping onto the tracks. This apathy system is out of control. It's like the whole world's falling apart. Crap! Everyone else is there already. You better hurry. Oh man, I'm getting kind of hungry. It's small rocks. So many places to chow down. Plus, they're open late.
Dun, dun, dun,
I heard the ramen joint upstairs has a secret late night menu.
dun. This OST I could just listen to for 24/7. Like, on top of it having my favorite story, my favorite characters, my favorite villains in Strega out of 345, it also has my favorite soundtrack, and they only made that more of a thing. Like, I love the soundtrack of Reload somehow more than the original. I don't know how Atlas does this, but they're really good at, okay, so this thing we made is a banger, let's make it better somehow. And they've done it twice now, and I think they are about to do it with 4, but I don't know why they are so bare bones with announcing 4 Golden. Like, what did they think they should... Or not 4 Golden, but the remake of 4. I forget what it's called. But, Revival, I think? Yes. But, well, we'll see. Like, the trailer, how bare bones it was. Like, I don't think it was smart to put that out. I think they put it out in order to maybe make use of all of the rumors about that being a thing. I'm not quite sure, because there was a lot of rumors about it back then. But, I don't know, I don't think that was a smart move, because a lot of people are now worried about it. Because we still haven't seen shit other than just very bare-bones backgrounds that didn't even look very anime. I think it was just really early unpolished stuff. And now people are deciding that is what it looks like, and I don't think it will, but we'll see. I just hope we get something this year of, like, actual footage, otherwise I'm gonna actually definitely start worrying. Especially because this is Persona 30th. If they're not gonna at least show off, like, more of Persona 4 Revival this year, that is that is not smart, in my opinion. We'll see, though. But of course, they'd have to have it ready, and they may not, honestly. We'd better hurry to the dorm maybe next time. Maybe next time. But there is a lot more oomph in some of, the new voice actors. Junpei's new voice actors' lines, so I like that. Like that, right there.
Now, I'd like your undivided attention.
I would say generally I like him more than the original.
Kirijo-kun and Sanada-kun were the only Persona users we had, but that number has recently jumped to 5. So here's the plan. Starting tonight at 12 a.m., I'd like us to finally begin exploring Tartarus.
So, I asked this yesterday, but what is that tartar thing?
It's tartar sauce. It's delicious.
Tartarus. You seriously haven't seen it, Junpei?
I mean...
It's no surprise you haven't seen it. Tartarus only appears during the dark hour, after all.
Only during the dark hour?
Just like the shadows. Interesting, huh?
The goal of our club, seas is to fight those shadows. However, simply defeating shadows during the dark hour isn't enough. We must get to the root of the problem. We need to destroy the dark hour itself.
I just realized it's 420. Smoke him if you got him, I guess. Anyway.
I don't really get it. Well, you're saying if we run around Tartarus, we can somehow get rid of the dark hour?
We don't know for certain. Sorry I can't give you a better answer. But investigating the mysteries of that tower is part of our job.
The bottom line is, we need more information. Everything we encounter there will be a vital clue for us.
The exploration of Tartarus is of utmost importance. Consider it our top priority. Our society, while remaining blissfully unaware of the shadows, is slowly but surely succumbing to their influence. I would go as far as to say that the fate of the world rests on the shoulders of you Persona users.
That's one hell of a responsibility.
At least it's not June 7th?
Heroes of justice will prevail.
June 7th.
It's also the perfect spot.
I'm not getting that one.
to prove our skill.
Unless you mean June 9 is in 6-9. But no, you said 7th. Did you mean 7th? I'm not getting that reference, I guess.
But Senpai,
And by the way, how is the stream for you? Because it looked like my frames just dropped down really hard, but now they look back. Did it lag for you for a bit? Because, like, I went in the red for a bit, and then it went back to green. So hopefully it stays there.
Oh, Junpei, pack your bags.
I'm not so sure about this.
6-7. Oh god, yeah, fuck that fucking meme. I'm old, so like of course I've heard that meme. It's fucking everywhere. But like I'm 30 plus, so it isn't in my brain like it is for younger people, but I know that you're also 30 plus as far as I know, so like yeah. It's like it's kind of funny that you were the one that reminded me of it. But like no, I swear, man, it's why is it a meme? It's like the memes are getting dumber than time goes on somehow. I don't know how that's working to be doing that. Anyway, can't tell with them just talking. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we'll see. Let me know if there's a lot of slowdown. But if you can't tell and it went down to red, I think it's probably wasn't much of a problem then. It was maybe more of a tiny blip than it looked like. Because what I've noticed is it's reading the connection. And I don't think it's constantly reading it. It's more like checking every few seconds. I don't know, but I think I heard something about this. So if that's true, then it might have dipped down to red for a little tiny bit. And it actually looked like it was there more for longer than it was, or something. I don't know, but it seems like it isn't much of a problem yet, because you would have noticed if it had stayed at red for a while, I think, because that's like unwatchable from what I understand. Looks okay. Awesome. AFK? Oh, all good. Well, thank you for looking for me. Right, so yeah, it might have been visually clear when they were, like, when it was red. It's green now, so that makes sense. I would hope so. But, you weren't looking, so that makes sense.
No.
Well, thank you for looking. Thank you for checking.
No, we'll just have to find out.
Queen.
Zero and I have only gone in to take a peek. This will be our first time.
At least it was not for very long, because it is back up to green now.
Something in there.
Very nice.
Hopefully some sort of clue about the dark hour.
Akihiko,
It's stayed there.
Be exploring it today.
I know. You don't have to keep reminding me.
So this is Tartarus. In any case, we decide to enter the tower.
Whoa. It's just as crazy on the inside.
Sure is creepy, though.
This is only the entrance. The labyrinth lies beyond the doorway at the top of these stairs.
First, you need to get a feel for the place. Why don't the three of you go have a look around?
What? By ourselves?
We're not asking you to go very far. I'll help you navigate by feeding you information from here.
We'll also need to appoint a leader to make any necessary decisions.
Which will be me, because protagonist of video game. Sorry, Junpei, you're not the protag.
Captain of a pirate ship?
Poor man. Sorry, dude, you're not the protag. Also, you're being annoying, which I think is the main reason.
Why him? Doesn't look like a captain.
Yes, he does, because he's a freaking protagonist of a video game.
Experienced fighting already.
And he's the protagonist. Yeah,
That's true too, but the main reason is far more simple.
he's a protagonist.
And you too, Takeba. Can either of you summon your persona without difficulty like he can?
And also that, but mostly protagonist.
Of course I can.
Jokes write themselves.
These are shadows we're talking about. Without your persona, you're screwed.
I'm aware of that.
Alright, let's head inside. Are you ready, leader?
Yes, because I'm done now. For now, anyway. I love protagonist jokes, so I'm probably not done for long. I'm ready. Let's do it.
That's the spirit.
Velvet key in my hand is shining because anime or something.
What's the matter?
Because anime is one of my other types of favorite jokes I've found. A strange door is sitting in the corner of the lobby. The door to Elizabeth, and also other things, but mostly Elizabeth. Because that's all I really care about,
For you,
because she's hot.
the time has come for you to wield your power. The tower that you are about to venture into. How did it come to be? For what purpose does it exist? Regrettably, you are not yet capable of answering these questions. You must be made aware of something before you go any further. You must understand the nature of your power.
The what of my who now?
Your power is unique. It is like the number 0. Empty. But at the same time, holding infinite possibilities. You, my boy, are able to possess multiple personas and summon them at will.
It's like a Pokemon. It really is.
You will see the faces of possibility before you. There may be times when they are difficult to grasp, but do not fear. Seize what you have earned. Your power will grow accordingly. Be sure to keep that in mind. Now then, my spare time will soon be scarce. Next time, once again, may you open the door and come here of your own accord. I'll tell you then about my true role, the manner in which I can best assist you.
Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hold on, I just had to adjust something in OBS, and I don't think you can make this game play in the background when it's not in
Hey, aren't you already?
focus, unfortunately. So that's why that little blip happened. I opened this door and entered a dream world, and there was a dude with a long nose and a hot chick, and then Junpei's like, "Are you smoking something?" I mean, it is 420, probably. But I opened this door and
Huh? What door?
Man, are you loco?
yes. Thank you for noticing. They don't seem to see the door.
Have you been nodding off? You seem kinda out of it.
Well, it is 420, so, you know.
You have to be our leader. Put your head in the game.
We'll be following you. Come on, let's go.
Leader,
God. Tsuru's voice after portrait. I could stare at this forever. The way that they made the way that they drew the portraits in Reload, I can stare at them for eternity. Which is good, because you'll be seeing them a lot. Utilizing the menu, you can open the menu by pressing triangle. Accessing the menu will allow you to view you and your allies' statuses and personas, as well as use skills and items. almost like this is an RPG or something. That's always what you can do in menus in an RPG. Anyway, while exploring Tartarus, I just love how tutorials are, but like, if you've not played very many video games, like, just in case, I am glad that these instructions are here for those people, but like I would just be happy with, the pause menu is accessible via X, Y, or Z button, and that's all I need to know. But like, if you think about it from the perspective of anyone who could possibly be playing this game, like, for example, increasingly, there is a lot of YouTubers and probably a lot more non-YouTubers, YouTubers and streamers and that have been playing this game for the first time just because they're into anime or story games or 5. It's 5 in this game because they're the most modern, accessible ones. And like never having done much JRPG playing at all, so if any, or maybe even very many video game playing. Like I've seen so many series like that because I love Persona so much, and I just constantly consume Persona content. And I'm sure there is a large number of non-content creators in that same boat. It just exploded with 5. But anyway, so that's probably for those people. But yeah, it's kind of weird for me to like be like, why are you acting like I don't know what a friggin' pause menu is? Anyway. While exploring Tartarus, you can save at locations where you can change your party. However, you cannot save on the floor you're currently exploring. You can save from the menu or by pressing options. I'll be honest, I love save scumming, to put it bluntly. So I'd love just every game to allow you to save everywhere. But I'm aware that part of like the challenge and strategy of a lot of these games is like not having to save everywhere, not being able to save everywhere. But I also would rather be able to save everywhere, because what if you need to go or the power goes out and you like haven't been able to save for half an hour in a hard area? I'm sure we've all been there, right? Like, so I really think every game should allow you to save everywhere. But I also realize that would trivialize a lot of things for a lot of people, but you can just not save very often if you don't want to. I don't know. Anyway. But like that's just one gripe I have with a lot of these like legacy features that they keep putting in games, like not being able to save everywhere. It's just, especially like these days where more and more games allow you to save everywhere, I'm just like, just allow us to save everywhere. Like, honestly, in my opinion. But anyway. Oh, wait, I can't change. I was about to be like, who am I going to choose? Actually, no, wait. No, I can't. Yeah, I cannot choose Akihiko for a long time. Yeah, this is like literally the first excursion, so I don't have a choice. I'm used to like being like, okay, who am I going to bring? But like, no, like that's not going to be a thing for a little while. Especially not, like, probably I will not get to that point tonight, because this is a long boy game, and we're basically just starting. I did start it for a bit, like, at some point in December, so it's not the very beginning of the game, but, like, almost. Like, it's, like, 3-4 hours after the start of the game. And 3-4 hours of Durgan time, which I somehow take longer to do most things than most people in most games, I swear to God. Just by observing and watching a bunch of people play stuff. So, yeah, anyway. So basically, very early. So this is Tartarus. Alright, let's do this. Heck yeah, Junpei. I'll prove that I should be in charge. No, you won't. Sorry. It's like, just... You're literally the class clown character. I'm sorry, dude. Remember, Takaba and Junpei have no real battle experience, so make sure you back them up. Don't worry, I will. Don't worry, I won't push you too hard. Can you, like, be in combat instead, Sage? She will be a playable character later, but a good chunk later, Sage Durkin.
All
Are you already? Yepperoni! Because I don't think I can even do Velvet Room things yet. I think they will tutorialize that later. Oh man, they really made the Tartarus music even more awesome. Somehow.
Real deal from here on, huh?
Yepperoni!
Looks easy to get lost in.
And cool. I like what they did with the the Reload version of Tartarus visually.
I'll be providing audio backup from here on out. Keep that in mind.
Wait, are you saying you can see this place from all the way out there?
It's my persona's ability. The structure of Tartarus actually changes from day to day. I'd like to join you up there, but we need someone to provide outside support.
I can listen to her talk forever. I love her.
That's even more concerning.
I love her too.
Based on your current location, you can expect to encounter enemies at any time. They shouldn't be too tough, but proceed with caution. You'll get the hang of it as you go.
Right.
Got it. Why is she always like that?
And you really could say that Yukari is tsundere as hell towards specifically Mitsuru, but also the main character. And you can actually romance her, but there's some really heavy gay vibes between the two of them at the end of the game. And at the beginning of the game, she's constantly being angry at Mitsuru for actually good reason that we'll find out later, and then that will be resolved. And then those bitches will be so gay for the rest of the game. It is a funny thing, but that'll be a while.
All the shadows on that floor. I'll support you as much as I can, but it's up to you to learn something out there.
Yeah. Do.
Hold on. There's a shadow up ahead.
Do.
This is the first real battle for Takeba and Iori. Proceed with caution.
Baby.
Alright, let's start by going over how to attack Shadow. When faced with an enemy, you have two primary options for fending them off. The first option is to use your equipped weapon.
Which is usually the worst option, honestly.
The second option is to use your persona. But remember, every persona has its own strengths and weaknesses. Knowing how personas work will be crucial. Try summoning yours right now.
I really love how they redid this song. You can choose whether to use an attack or skill on your enemies. You can attack with... I know how to play Persona. Let me just not. Let me play the video game. Now, I know I said I know how to play Persona and then I just pressed a bunch of wrong buttons, but that's because... I don't know, these controls are confusing me right now. I haven't played this game in a long time, and my brain does not naturally go circle is attack and X is back button. Normally it's switched, but I don't think you can switch it around. I think I tried to look in the settings and it doesn't seem like you can do that. So, Ripperoni.
Well done, Ethan. Considering it was your first battle, you did well. Takeba too. You'll be fine. Don't be afraid to show what you can do.
Got it.
Do do da do da do da do.
Let's continue exploring.
Ow. There's blood on the floor, don't think about that. I kind of wonder if the blood is literally supposed to be where people died. But, well, no, I think it's just supposed to be part of these. The blood is gushing from the walls. I wonder if that's supposed to be symbolic of, like, this place came from a fucked up event that involved the deaths of people. Or maybe it's just supposed to make it look as creepy as it should. I don't know. But, yeah, that's concerning anyway.
Another shadow up ahead. Let's get you more accustomed to combat. The battle's about to begin. Everyone, stay focused.
Actually, it might just be symbolic of death itself, like so much of this entire video game.
Let's go over a useful approach.
That would actually make sense.
Most enemies have an elemental affinity that they have low resistance to. Targeting weaknesses is one of the best ways to deal damage. Not only that, it can also knock enemies down. Knocking down an enemy creates an opening,
I can do this.
Heck yeah, Yukari. I love that they added these little moments. I'm pretty sure that this initial moment of Yukari using her persona wasn't like that in the original. It was just like normal. I don't remember though. But there's a lot of like the theurgy mechanic adds some great story stuff, especially when it's being introduced. There's a lot of great character moments they jammed into Reload that really add to the whole experience, in my opinion. Oh, you're not so bad yourself, Yuki-san. You'll be saying that's it, Takeba, in a different context if the fandom is correct about you too, which God, I swear they are. I swear it's intentional. At least the Yuri teasing is intentional. As far as the writers were concerned when they were writing the game originally, back in 2006. Well, before 2006, certainly. Quite a few years before, because video games take a long time to make. Heck yeah. Good job. Yeah, yeah.
You performed as well as I hoped you would.
Totally. I couldn't take my eyes off you.
Can you try not being a creep?
Nah.
Great. Looks like everyone's
No, he can't. Not yet. Well, he probably can, but he doesn't want to.
conduct the battle accordingly.
Junpei does kind of suck right now, but I think that's on... No, I know that's on purpose. Because he goes through quite the character arc, and I love to see it. But, you know, in order to have someone grow that much in a game, you have to make them kind of shitty at first to make sense, right? 'Cause I'll be honest, Junpei has a lot to work on, but he will, and that's what's satisfying about it. There's a lot of anime characters just don't grow. It's like the thing. It's like they write them to have tropes there and to have character bits people like and just not change, and that works for some stories, and that even works for me in some contexts, but I do really appreciate that Junpei has so much character growth in this game, because I'll be honest, I don't really know how much character growth there is for anyone else in the game. I can really only think of Junpei right now. I mean, there is character growth for others, but I would really say Junpei's is really, really amazing, in particular. And like, most anime stuff doesn't really do that. And I would say that character development became less and less of a thing, like, after Persona 3. I swear to God it did. Especially 5. I love the characters in 5, but man, they do not change much, I've found. And I think it's just because they realize that these tropes are marketable. I don't know, man. Like, the tropes they start out with. And, like, they really just beat all sorts of dead horses of character tropes in 5. To a point that does kind of annoy the hell out of me at times. Not even kind of. My first thought is fucking Ryuji being treated 10 times worse than Junpei, who was already treated bad. No, well, not really 10 times worse, but more just like there's even more Ryuji's stupid jokes than Junpei's creepy jokes. Like, but that is still a thing. Junpei is still the butt of jokes character, but man, Ryuji, they just took it to a whole other level. I think Yusuke was also treated a little bit worse than Junpei. It's like a thing. They just kept amping up character tropes, and I do not like it, and I kind of wish they'd dumb them back down for Persona 6. We'll see. I kind of doubt that they would, though, because, I mean, I think that that Atlus has kind of fallen into a trap. I'm honestly a little bit worried about Persona 6, because I kind of feel like Atlus has fallen into a trap recently where, like, they realize, oh, our games are doing exponentially better. That must mean everything about them is better than before, including the overdone way we did characters in 5. So I'm worried that 6 is gonna be really gonna get on my nerves in some ways, but we'll see. I'll still probably love some of the characters regardless of how the story is treating them and stuff like that, and how much they're amping up their character traits and not treating them like people, but rather just a collection of bullet points, basically. That is still how I've felt a lot, at times anyway. And yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I think that's part of why I love 3 so much. I really think they need to try to go back to Persona 3 levels of character tropage, because I don't think it's as near as bad as 5 is. I can't really remember how bad they did that stuff in 4, but I do feel like 4 was generally a goofier game a lot of times, but also tonally it was never as serious as 3. Oh, okay, not never. I mean, it's literally about murders, but like, it's mostly tonally much freaking brighter than 3 and 5, I would say. Yeah, no, not even I would say, definitely both. I would say 5 goes to dark places, the likes of which, and the sheer tabooness of which are just not a thing in 3 even. But 3 is very dark. Just interesting. And 4 is, again, 4 is about murders, but it's literally the happiest game of the 3. It's a weird thing. Anyway, and I'm sure that everyone that's played all 3 agrees with that. It's very funny how they deliberately did that. Like, it's Persona 4 is really mood whiplash, the video game, the more I think about it, man. Because, like I said, happy murder. Happy murder. That's literally that game. It's really funny. Anyway. The heck? Hey, I found some kind of boxy looking thing.
Boxes like those seem to be scattered all throughout Tartarus. Sometimes they contain useful items for battle. Seek them out as often as you can.
Oh, sweet! So they're basically like treasure chests. Hell yeah! Let's bust it open and see what's inside.
Treasure chests in Tartarus contain items, money, and other loot that will make exploration easier. There are many types of treasure chests, each with different contents inside. You especially want to keep an eye out for special items that can only be obtained from treasure chests. Give me. Thank you.
Will be useful. It's up to you to decide how to use it.
If you get injured while exploring Tartarus, you can use items and skills to restore HP or SP. Open the triangle menu, select item, and choose a recovery item, such as medicine or, I know how to do this too. I'm just going to start skipping these. I generally will not need tutorials. I say I'm going to start. I will continue, is what I mean. I've already been giving him. But I will listen to Mitsuru's tutorializations. Because I love her.
Make sure you stay out of their field of vision.
Also, I'd rather let the voice actors have their day, especially because I will end up talking over them sometimes, because what is shutting up? At least I'm streaming. That's a good use of my yap ability. Yap ability is now a word, I've decided. My tendency to yap. So I'm trying to give them I'm trying to basically let the voice actors do their thing and not skip over them ever. Just as I really respect voice acting as a profession, because voice acting is one of the things that I enjoy the most about any game. I don't know how long that's been true, but it's been true for me for many years, for sure.
First, go ahead and strike an enemy's weakness. I'll keep track of tactical data, such as any enemy weaknesses you've identified. If you ever forget an enemy's affinities, just let me know and I'll get that data for you.
This song is my crack. I am a metalhead, but these freaking Persona tracks are fucking goated. Anyway.
Alright, now knock down the other one. That's when you perform an all-out attack.
An all-out attack?
It's a maneuver that engages the entire team in a coordinated assault when all enemies have been knocked down. Naturally, the enemy has no way of defending against this. It's one of the most reliable means of attack.
Where did he, where did he, where did he, where? This song is my drugs. Heck yeah. God, I'm so excited for her to be able to do this in the game, but that'll be a good few hours and thus days of streaming. After a battle is won, shuffle time make her. I am aware of this too. I'm aware of everything. Why am I even assuming? Why am I even starting to I know why. It's because I have a habit of just reading any text that comes in front of my face that isn't voice acted out loud when I play a game on stream. But I'm trying to not do that with stuff that I don't need at all so that I keep things moving. Anyway. Acquired Persona Apsaris. Yeah, I like skills. I like the fact that I've got a healing skill. Very nice.
When I saw my opening, it's like my body just knew what to do.
That was magnificent teamwork. It's hard to believe it's your first time. As you grasp the flow of battle, you'll learn to coordinate with each other seamlessly. Let's apply what we've learned so far and continue exploring.
Aki.
I detect another shadow up ahead. Take advantage of what you just learned. Try not to alert the enemy as you move. I've covered the basics of combat now, but the most important thing is making decisions based on the situation at hand. I'll continue providing support, but this time, go ahead and try fighting on your own.
You, my boy, are able to possess multiple personas and summon them at will.
I can feel a new potential within myself. Enjoying the fucking shit out of this particular song. That's what I can freaking feel in myself. I love this soundtrack. Again, I'm a metalhead, so when a game makes me love another genre because of just how much the music slaps, that's how you know the music slaps like a mother. Anyway. Okay, it's making me switch, isn't it? I think so, yes. I think so? Yes, okay, I understand now. Wait, what? Am I not supposed to switch to Apsaris? I'm confused now. What is it? I literally forgot. Okay, no, there we go. I did it.
Your persona just now. It looks like you really do have a special power.
Of course I do. I'm a protagonist of a video game. I mean, not even just of a video game. Protagonists in anything fantasy-esque tend to have a special power. Fantasy-esque, sci-fi-esque, anything like that. Superhero stuff, you know, all the genres that have fantastical things going on, just like a thing. Anyway, wait, what am I doing? Why is it not letting me do anything? Do I have to switch back now? Game, what are you What are you forcing me to do? I also do not like this style of tutorialization in general. I'll just say, I'm confused. What are you? Okay, I'm probably confused about buttons again. Either that or my controller is acting up. I can't really tell, but I'm probably just confused about buttons again. Hopefully I will unconfuse myself soon. Because I hate how much I make myself look like a buffoon, surely, to at least many people, by being confused about small things like this, that others make very clear. And I really need to realize it's often the type of people that I don't usually want in my stream, and that are like giant dick bags about small mistakes that I make. What I've really started to learn. So, anyway.
The enemy has been defeated. Excellent work.
Was that?
Well, it looks like he has the ability to summon different personas. I suspected as much after the events from the other day, but now we know for sure. All right.
I think this is a good place to stop. There's a device nearby that will teleport you back. Look around for it. There should also be some stairs nearby, but I can't approve any more exploration right now. We'll explore the upper floors next time. Teleport is somewhere on this floor. Yeah, okay. Oh, there's the stairs.
I found some stairs. Wait, we're looking for the teleporter, aren't we?
Exactly what Takeba said. Please prioritize getting back safely for.
Okay, I don't know if I ever did that. So I'm kind of glad that I saw that dialogue. It makes sense that the teleporter was closed. And also, this is the chest tutorialization on the way to the teleport. That's smart.
Yes, that particular box is sealed in a special way. The box can be unlocked by its own mechanism, but it needs something else to work during the dark hour.
What's that you got there?
I wonder.
Circle is confirmed. That'll take a while for me, because X is always confirmed in most of the games I play.
Not bad.
X or square, I think? Usually X.
Looks like you found a teleporter. Now use it to return to the entrance. Welcome back. So, how was it?
I'm exhausted.
It must have hit you all at once. Don't worry. You'll get used to it.
Wow! I never knew I had that kind of power. But damn, why do I feel so exhausted?
Didn't have that kind of power until recently. If you knew before then, that'd be weird.
You say that, but you look pretty tired yourself, Yuka-tan.
This is different. It's like I'm having trouble breathing. What's going on?
That's the effect of the dark hour. You'll become fatigued more easily. Don't worry. You'll get used to it. I have to say, though, I'm surprised. You all did much better than I expected. At this rate, they'll catch up to you in no time, Akihiko.
We'll see about that.
Combining my powers with the teams, I was able to stand against the shadows because anime and the power of friendship. Wow. I sense a strong bond with the team because of the power of friendship. There. Also Persona, which really is about the power of friendship. In a very literal gameplay sense. Just like Yukari and Junpei, I feel tired as well. But also a thematic sense. I decided that it would be best to return to my room and rest. Brain, please, one of these days, I will wrap my head around this. It will be one of these days soon, because I will be playing this game several times a week. So I will get used to it, but it is very frustrating to deal with that in the meantime, while my brain remembers, oh yeah, Circle is fucking confirmed, and X is back for some fucking reason. Anyway, I'm going to BRB very quickly. Why? Okay, Durkin has returned. I'm hoping to reduce the average length of my breaks. I'm aware they're long. That was like half an hour, but hello. Going to cut out for now. Have a good one, dude. Alright, bud, have a good one. Well, yeah, you did. Thank you for stopping by.
Not bad.
Yeah. Excellent work. I have high hopes for our future expeditions. Dark Hour will be ending soon. After returning from Tartarus, the Dark Hour will end. This will start the next day. Use this time wisely to recuperate for your next expedition. The structure of Tartarus will have changed by your next expedition. Tests you have already found can be rediscovered as well, so returning could be a good idea if you find yourself stuck. I don't know why I read that. I just kind of wanted to get back in the swing of things. I was probably defaulting in my stream habits. Also, I'm kind of glad I read that though, because I don't remember that part. So good to know. Let's call it quits. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I accidentally pressed the X button, which should be confirmed. It is confirmed in most games. I feel like it should be confirmed, but it isn't here. Call it quits. Alright, our 7 come prepared for our next expedition. Expedition. Hey, you're in 2F, right? Oh god. Friendly. I don't know if if I tell him that, I'd call him a perv and a freak, though. I'd call him a guy with issues that he really should be dealing with in other ways. Anyway. What do you want? Yeah, no, like, I think you're supposed to dislike Kenji. Because if you're not, then they did a bad job of making him likable, because motherfucker, like, everyone I've heard shares my opinion. Like everyone I've ever seen shares my opinion. I've ever seen play this game, and god, it's such a large number. I don't remember if my friends' opinions actually are also that Kenji sucks, that have played Persona, but probably. It's kind of funny how I remember streamers' opinions but not my friends' right now. Actually, I don't know if I ever got my friend's temperature on Kenji at all, actually. But I definitely got streamers' temperature and YouTubers' temperature on him, and man, every time they hate him because he's really just, yeah, he's fixated on having an illegal relationship, and that's just, and also just a weird one. Although, like, I say that, and I would like Sai to be a romanceable option in 5 Royal. I mean, hell. Actually, no. I say that, and even more than that, I say that, and I love Takemi being romanceable at 5. Even more to the point, which is really funny. I am willing to overlook the weird age gap and just moral implications, and the fact that they are literally being pedophilic. If, like, literally Takemi has obvious sex with the protag, okay? Like, like, that's literally pedophilia, like... so, if, you know, and then that's Kawakami as well. Yeah, it's a thing. So, but, like... I am willing to overlook some things if the romanceable character is my type, I've found, and, like, you know, Kawakami has never really been it for me, because she's traditional Japanese cute woman thing. Not really my thing, but goth women, and just, like, badass business women, like, that's my shit right there. Anyway. But yeah, what do you want? Besides teacher pussy. Well, nothing really, just thought I'd say hi. And I heard from Mayuri that you're pretty close to Takeba-san. Is that true? No, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm looking for someone with a little more experience anyway. Well, why would you segue into that and then say, oh, I'm not into girls my age, because, you know, like, that's just, like, a normal thing to say. Like, Anyway.
That concludes the main portion of today's assembly. Please welcome the new president, Mitsuru Kirijo.
Thank you.
So she did get elected. Well, I guess she is the most popular girl in school.
You can say that again. She's got this intimidating vibe around her.
Oops.
As I begin my term as student council president, I'd like to share with you my vision for this coming year.
Let's go back to the log. Not to mention, this school is owned by the Kirijo group, right? Yeah.
Not to mention, this school's owned by the Kirijo group, right?
I just want to make sure that the voice actors get their due and I don't skip things forever because I can go back and play the lines I accidentally skipped, so I might as well.
It is my firm belief that each of us must accept the responsibility of bettering our school. However, change cannot occur without sustained effort and an unprecedented level of commitment. That is why we must restructure our daily lives in order to rise to this challenge. I'd like each of you to dig deeply into your well of motivation and reevaluate your convictions. Strive to imagine a bold new future without losing sight of the realities around you. That is the key. My own ideas are but one person's vision. For us to reap the full benefits of our education, your participation, opinions, and enthusiasm are essential. Thank you.
Dang, what a speech. Do you, have any idea what she just said? Sure didn't sound like something a high schooler would say. If it was anyone else, we'd be laughing our asses off.
Okay, time for class. What even?
Oof. I forced myself to stay awake for the lecture, except in this case it was her just like scolding a guy. Like, is that even like legal to like demand a slice of cake? Like that's bribery. That's
Yo, wanna stop by Paulonia Mall on the way back? Might wanna stock up while we can, since we got stuff going on at night. There's a pharmacy there too. Couldn't hurt to get some meds in case anything happens.
you seem really into this.
You bet I am. If we don't step up to the plate, who will? The chairman said it himself. The fate of the world depends on us.
Mm.
Let's go, leader. First task, escape from the school.
Okay. Mm. Yeah, I like how he turns everything into a video game. Relatable, honestly.
Have you noticed how popular Sonata-san is with the ladies? Take a look at that. I guess neither of us really got to know him before all this crazy stuff happened. He's a captain of the boxing team. Never lost a single match. I know that's cool and all, but who'd have thought boxing would turn you into a chick magnet? I mean, come on. They're fawning on him more than a harem manga. I wonder where they're going.
Yeah, what about the fate of the world, my dude? You were acting all heroic 5 seconds ago, but you know, we're establishing Junpei only thinks about pussy, which you know is a normal boy thing, high school boy thing, but still.
Don't be lame. Even heroes need some rest now and then, you know?
And by rest, I mean pussy.
Are you free now?
Yeah, of course. No problemo.
I want the two of you to meet me at Polonia Mall. You know where it is, right? I'll be waiting at the police station. Got it?
The police station? You mean we're not hanging out with your friends?
Who? These girls? No, I don't even know their names. Hearing so much chit-chat gives me a headache. Anyway, I'm going on ahead. Don't keep me waiting.
Cute.
Man, how can he not know their names? I mean, seriously, just look at them. Anyway, let's go.
Zell asked us to meet him at the Polony Mall police station. Junpei and I decided to head over.
Yeah.
I was just headed there myself. You know the place, right? Let's go. Okay, so I know that I just did a big break and I didn't even do 2 hours, but I'm starting to notice the signs and and ending up taking those big breaks as one of them. Because I always could come back earlier than I do, but I just always keep thinking I need to not. I think that is that means for now that I should be more careful about this, or else I will burn myself out. Possibly within a week if I go hard enough. That is the unfortunate reality. So I do intend to stream several times a week, and what I'm hoping that looks like, we'll see how this works though, is some kind of evening streams on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for now. Now, they could be 1 hour, they could be 2, they could be 30 minutes if I'm really hood, but I don't think that'll be that common. Hopefully. It could be 5 hours, could be 6 hours. You know, it really just depends on me that day. And I really need to just let it be that. Instead of deciding I need to go 3+ hours, because most of the people I watch do that. Well, most of the people I watch do not have my problems. I know that for a fact. So, because I watch them enough to realize, you know, that they do not struggle with all the things I do. So, you know, I need to just let myself be myself. And the right people, I know this very well from NPC and Vic in particular, that the right people that want to watch your stuff will stay and will, you know, despite the most flakiestness you've ever done or everything like that. So, and thank y'all, by the way, for staying. Because even if Vix doesn't show up again, I highly doubt he won't, and that's what's awesome about him. And also, NPC already showed up, so I love y'all. Y'all are awesome, and everyone else that may be listening, by the way. And either way, friends, I hope y'all have lovely ones. I'm gonna keep trying to take better care of myself, like I was just talking about, and I hope y'all do the same. And I will see y'all when I see y'all, which I'm hoping will be sometime tomorrow, and then sometime Saturday, and then sometime Sunday, at least. And hopefully I'll try to keep it that way so that I don't burn myself out trying to do 7 days a week like I used to. Because that always leads to me not streaming for months, and I don't, or at least weeks, or at least a week. I don't want to do that shit anymore unless I plan to. And I never did before. I just like ended up not streaming when I kept thinking, man, I should stream. And I always feel better when I go back to streaming, but sometimes I cannot. Like there's too much mental shit in the way of going back, and a lot of it is fatigue, and I need to be careful about that. But I tend to overwork myself on streaming because I don't think I do enough as a 30-year-old, because I'm not employed right now. It's a thing, man. And again, if I was able to get a revenue stream going, I would feel better about myself. So I try to, but I need to find a schedule that's actually going to work. That is more consistent. And I'll be honest, have I really tried many variations? Like, and have I really looked at other people's schedules all that much? No, I decided I need to be able to do 7 days a week. Because if I was able to do that consistently, it might be the easiest way to get bigger numbers. First of all, I don't really know that. That's just what I decided, because if I was able to do that, I would feel so much better about myself. But I can't. I'm not able to do that. So I'm trying to scale it back and do something that I'm actually able to do, but is still challenging. And I might be able to extend that in the future, too. So I'm working on that. So if I'm able to stream at least once a week, I'm going to be happy about that, but I'm going to try to make it 4 times, and we'll see what happens. And I just think having, days where I'm definitely not streaming is going to help me a lot, for various reasons. Either way, friends, have lovely ones, and I will see you around, and have good days. Wahoo!